Roblox sus games. We've all heard about them, but did you know that there's levels to sus games? Let's start at level 1, where we've got games like Brookhaven, Jailbreak, and Doors. These are the giants of Roblox. Big games with millions of players, constant updates, and solid gameplay. On their own, they're not sus at all. They're what you'd expect. Role-playing in a city, escaping prison, exploring horror-themed rooms. But because of how popular they are, you'll occasionally run into players doing weird stuff. In Brookhaven, people form fake families and sometimes start online dating. In Jailbreak, someone might just be following you around for no reason, spamming emotes or acting out some bizarre roleplay. It's mostly kids messing around, but every now and then, you get someone being just creepy enough to make you hit the leave button. Still, these games are mostly clean. It's the players, not the game, that sometimes make things weird. Level 2 introduces games like Mic Up, Neighbors, and Therapy. These aren't your typical games, they're more like unfiltered social experiences. Mic Up is literally just voice chat in Roblox form, and you might think, cool, I'll talk to some people. But the moment you join, you're thrown into audio chaos. People yelling into their mics, fighting over absolutely nothing, blasting distorted sounds, or saying the most cursed things they can come up with just to get a reaction. It's more like a voice chat war zone than a game. Neighbors and Therapy take the weirdness in a different direction. These are heavy on roleplay, and sometimes players blur the line between their character and real life way too much. You'll be standing there while someone pretends to be your therapist, and suddenly, they're trauma-dumping their deepest secrets in front of everyone. Or worse, they're trolling and turning the whole scene into a cringe fest. These games aren't explicitly breaking rules, but they definitely push social comfort to the edge. Level 3 brings us into furry game territory. Now, before we go further, no, not all furry games are bad. Some are completely chill spaces where people hang out in cute animal avatars and vibe. But others feel like they're 5 seconds away from getting banned. You'll find servers where people treat the game more like a dating sim than a social game, with flirty roleplay, overly detailed avatars, and environments that seem way too intimate for a public Roblox server. Sometimes it's subtle, just a little too much physical closeness or weird emoji use, but other times it's just blatant. People making noises, sitting on top of each other, acting out scenes that are just way too much. The moderation on these games usually doesn't do much unless someone reports them directly, so they sit there, publicly available, while the sus behavior just keeps happening. Level 4 is where things shift from weird to openly degenerate. This is where you find the club games, Salon de Fiestas, Boys and Girls Hangout Club, and similar party games. These games look harmless at first glance. Bright lights, big dance floors, and people just chilling, right? Wrong. You get in, and within seconds, you'll see people dancing on each other, flirting aggressively, sending friend requests out like candy, and forming couples that head into back rooms or locked-off VIP areas. The emotes and animations are often suggestive, the conversations are rarely PG, and a lot of the players are clearly here for one reason only: to act out some kind of digital romance fantasy. And most of the time, the game gives them all the tools to do it. What's scary is how often these games are right there on the front page or in recommended lists. They aren't hidden. They're part of Roblox's public face. Level 5 is where the mask starts to come off. Hug games sound cute in theory, but let's not kid ourselves. These games are a magnet for online daters and weirdos. You join, and it's just a sea of players running around hugging each other non-stop. The avatars are often designed to look older, more attractive, or just plain weird. And then there are the bedrooms. Almost every hug game has them. Private spaces, dim lighting, sometimes literal couple rooms with heart-shaped beds. The second you walk into one, there's always a pair of players already inside, either silently standing face-to-face like creeps or typing out paragraphs of roleplay. The chat is usually filled with flirtation, cringy dialogue, and outright inappropriate behavior masked by emojis and code words. These games tend to stick around until someone flags them, and then they disappear, only to come right back under a different name a few days later. Level 6 is where the line gets completely obliterated. These are games that weren't accidentally misused. They were created deliberately to be sus. There's no confusion here. These games are built from the ground up to let players do things they shouldn't be doing. They often come with bedroom environments, animation scripts, hug-kiss systems, and even relationship mechanics. Some have custom GUI menus for initiating interactions, and everything in the game feels like a stripped-down, Roblox-friendly version of a dating simulator for adults. The community around these games spreads them through back channels, friend invites, Discord groups, or re-uploads with sneaky titles. And even though Roblox tries to moderate them, they still pop up constantly. Sometimes they go unnoticed for days, racking up thousands of visits before being pulled. And that's the problem. They're easy to recreate. One gets deleted, another goes live minutes later with a new ID and a slightly altered title. It's like an infection that Roblox can't get ahead of. And then there's level 7, the bottom of the barrel, the black hole of Roblox. Welcome to condo games. These aren't sus, they're vile. Condos are games that simulate adult interactions with shocking accuracy, especially considering the platform they're on. They have custom animations, scripted actions, explicit environments, and avatars designed to look as human and as sexual as possible within Roblox's limitations. And they're not even on the platform's surface. You get to them through Discord, TikTok links, shady third-party sites, or invitation-only game codes. Inside, players interact like it's a private adult server, except it's still technically on Roblox. Some condos even implement fake age checks or consent systems, as if that makes it okay. The people running them use alt accounts, VPNs, and automated upload bots to constantly re-upload the game whenever one gets taken down. It's an operation, not a joke, not a game. A literal underground industry of exploiting Roblox's systems for profit, for clout, or for reasons more disturbing than I care to imagine. Some of these communities even charge money or Robux to access the better versions of their games. And Roblox, try as they might, has never fully been able to shut it down. And then there's level 8. And let's just say, if you're involved in level 8, then